Hey boys and girls, welcome to another episode of
Takeover Thursday.
I'm Miss Melissa.
And I'm Miss Anna.
And we are coming to you from the Heatherly backyard.
Yes, with my garden,
Yes,
with all of my plants.
the garden. What do we have growing back here, Miss Anna?
Let's see, here is tomatoes. Back here is some peppers and some lettuce. And then over here, you can't really see it, as zucchini. And there's also strawberries. So, oh, sorry, are there bugs?
I don't know, something. I mean, spring, summer,
Bugs, I know. I mean,
like,
there's little gnats and mosquitoes.
Like gnats, mosquitoes are the worst.
Yes.
But yeah, gnats, mosquitoes, flies, caterpillars, butterflies, ladybugs, all the things.
And spiders. Like, there's some spider webs back there,
Yeah.
and so it makes me not really want to go and
Sorry,
Okay.
some of these, there are some that are nuisances. Like I mean, they're bugs, right? They bug you,
Right.
But the
Yes, they bug you.
They do. But the spider cricket things, boys and girls, moms and dads, if you know what I'm talking about, they are the I'm sure there's an actual name for them. I just call them spider cricket jumpy things.
Yes.
Because
What are they?
I have no idea, but they're so meaty and fleshy. Like, that's not something that you just go like and done.
No,
It's,
and they jump at you.
Yeah, they come
and
at you. They don't even run. We actually have a
That
wasp
was like a wasp.
that has
Yes.
joined Takeover Thursday. But yeah, those spider crickety things, they are fearless, and so every time you go at them, like you're gonna shoo them or smashy them, they're charging at
Wait,
you. So
do you squish the bugs in your house, or do you catch them and take them outside?
I try to catch and take outside. That's my preference, mainly because one, I don't want to harm them. There's a purpose there. But the other thing is, I don't want to get their guts on my shoes or on my floor. I'd rather like scoop and go than smashy. And now I've got, especially, but the spider cricket things, you can't catch that. If you can catch and release that, more power to you. I cannot catch those, and oftentimes they just get away. So they're still there somewhere.
Right.
Just waiting to jump out at me whenever I walk by.
You know, those are still God's creatures, right?
They are God's creatures, and I'm sure that they serve some kind of purpose.
Well, they do. I mean, I personally don't really like bugs. I mean, you can see some of my tomato plants have like all this white stuff all over it. It's because I had to put bug killer because some of my tomato plants had bugs all over them, and they were eating my plant.
Which is going to be less eaten for you guys.
Yes, and so
if the bugs are munching.
There's gnats on me now and mosquitoes, but you know what? They provide, like food for other animals.
Was that a bug on the phone?
Yes, definitely, totally a bug on there. But I mean, the birds and bats and spiders, they eat all the bugs. You know, spiders make big webs. Do you know why they make the big webs?
So they can get caught in your hair and
No,
your face when you walk outside and don't see them?
No, it's so that when bugs are flying by, they can land on there and they catch them and they eat them.
So the spider web is actually like a bug catching net.
It really is.
Yeah.
And, you know, I personally, like I said, I don't like bugs, but they all have a purpose. You know, bees. If you saw Kidnection,
yes,
we learned all about bees and the bee movie. My kids love the bee movie. But, you know, without bees to help spread pollen and nectar, we wouldn't have all the pretty flowers. We wouldn't have all the plants that provide tomatoes and vegetables and all that other yummy stuff.
Yeah, bees are very, very, very valuable to the environment and to other bugs and pollination and all that stuff. So, like you said, if you want to go back and watch one of our
totally need to watch it. It's one of my favorite ones. We learned all about bees.
Yeah, and they ate some bee pollen and some honey, so that was super, super interesting and educational.
So do you think bugs were on the ark with all the other animals?
I want to say yes, and that mainly because it does talk about winged creatures.
Okay, so I've heard a couple different things. I've heard some people say that they weren't and some that are. But you know what? I think they could be both. Do you know why I say that?
Why?
Have you ever been to like a river and you see the logs floating down the river?
Yeah.
And sticks and stuff? Well, I mean, the earth was flooded. But don't you think there were some logs and things that were floating on top of the water?
I would think either that or bugs were flying high enough that they avoided getting wet.
Right.
So if something was missed and not on the ark, it certainly could have repopulated.
Right. And I mean, there's water bugs that they live in the water.
Oh yeah. See, there's bugs. See, just bugs
Yes,
everywhere.
there are. There's little gnats and stuff. But you know, I think that God created them for a purpose. I mean, mosquitoes, they bite us and we get big mosquito bites and they itch and everything. But you know, God created those, and so I mean,
those are meals for lots of things. Eat mosquitoes,
like
boys and girls.
praying mantises.
Yes.
You know, have you ever seen one? And the giant walking stick. I love the giant walking sticks. They look like sticks. They'll be sitting on a tree, and you're like, wow, that stick is moving. And you get closer, and you're like, ah, it's a bug.
It moved. Yeah.
Yes.
Or like when we were talking about mosquitoes, possums love mosquitoes.
That's why possums are good, because they help control the bug population.
Yep. Ticks, things like that. So yeah, there's definitely they, you know, if they are a meal source for something, right?
Mm-hmm.
So everything was put here for a purpose, even if it was to feed something else.
Right. And you know, worms. Worms we see all over the place in, like, if you're digging in the dirt. But do you know those are like really useful too?
Really?
Yes, because they help to make paths through the soil, and they eat the dirt and then they poop it out. And the poop is really good fertilizer for plants. It helps the plants grow.
You know, since we're talking about other, you know, gross things, what about flies and decomposition? I mean, I'm just saying, that could be another whole...
Okay, so
I
I really don't know that much about flies or decomposition, except for...
But that's important. That's all part of the environment and part of, you know, maintaining the circle of life, and when something passes away and how that nature takes care of that. And when I'm speaking more about animals and
right.
Other insects and stuff, but...
And you know, we wouldn't have butterflies if we didn't have caterpillars. I had to think about that because I call them caterpillars. But caterpillars, I don't like them because they eat. I don't remember. Last year I did a devotion with Pastor Eric and showed how one caterpillar got on my plants and destroyed all of my tomato plants.
Yep. I was devastated too, since tomatoes are my jam.
So, but if we didn't have the caterpillars, we wouldn't have beautiful butterflies and moths.
No.
And they eat. They help with the nectar and pollen and nectar and help other plants.
They do.
Survive.
I mean, and that's why if we can, you know, find these bugs and things, and we can catch and release them. They were on course to do something. They're here for a reason. They had a purpose. They got sidetracked. They got trapped inside. You opened the door. They flew in. They hopped in. They whatever. So
yes,
the goal would be to get them out.
There's a giant bumblebee right there. I wish I could catch him and bring him over here and show you the giant bumblebee, but I'm not going to. I mean, I don't think bumblebees actually sting, but
there's, you know, that would be a Miss Bonnie question. She could probably tell you the different types of bees and what they do. Some sting, some don't. Some pollinate, some don't. And their environments and things like that. So, I mean, they definitely don't want to smashy bees, period.
Right, no. And you know what? Usually, if you see a bee flying around you, instead of running, if you just sit really still, they're not going to hurt you. Yeah. They don't want to sting you.
Nope. They've got a job to do.
Wait, did you know that bees, some bees, when they sting you, they die?
I know. I saw that. Miss Bonnie talked about that on Connection.
Yeah, so you don't want to, they don't want to sting you because they don't want to die.
Yeah, so that's pretty serious. So, anyway, boys and girls, that's, you know, our main lesson today is just letting you guys know that even though things might bug you, or they might seem annoying, or they might seem like they don't have a purpose, why did God make mosquitoes? Why are these things here? Why is it so miserable when I come outside and bugs everywhere, they're eating our plants and that kind of stuff? They are still God's creation, and they are still here for a purpose. So even though they might be annoying or bugging you, they're here for a purpose. So our job is to tolerate those things, live with those things the best as possible. If it means catching, shooing, netting, we can do all of those things, and there's a lot to learn about that too. What are they here for? What is the science, you know, behind that? So if you have any questions or concerns about bugs, we will try to help you the best that we can. We know a few things.
Yes. So I have one more question, Miss Melissa.
Yeah.
Have you looked in the red mailbox lately?
I have looked in the red mailbox.
So are there like tons and tons and tons of verses in there? I'm hoping so, because I really want Pastor Eric to get pied in the face.
Yeah, there's not as many as I would like. So, boys and girls, this is the last Sunday to try to recite your memory verse to either myself or to Miss Anna. Now, I will tell you, this Sunday we are outside as of now, as long as the weather's good. We're doing a large outside service at 10 a.m. out on the back lawn at the church, but that doesn't mean that Anna or I or Pastor Eric or any one of our life group leaders would be happy to hear you recite your verse.
And
you
know what?
Get your name
I
in the
will
box.
make sure before church to grab a stack of the postcards and have them with me, so that if you guys do find either Miss Melissa or me or Pastor Eric and say your verse, we can fill it out and we'll get it turned in for you.
Yes, and I mean, we are going to be cutting it close. I think we're really going to have to rally the forces here to get this done. And now, starting next week, we'll have a new memory verse. So if we didn't meet the mark this go around,
there's always next
month.
We will
stay committed.
To
getting it done.
Have you heard about Father's Day?
I have heard about Father's Day.
So apparently, it is bring your dad or grandpa or uncle or somebody who is special to you, who is a boy, a man, bring them to church on Father's Day and bring them to kids worship.
Yep, you'll bring them into kids worship. We have a little special surprise for dads, or this male figure that you bring with you.
And I heard there might be bacon.
Oh, there's gonna be bacon.
Bacon, like everybody loves bacon.
Yep,
so,
absolutely gonna have to have the bacon. So lots of things coming down the pike, boys and girls, moms and dads. So if you stay tuned to our Facebook page, we'll be updating. The biggest thing, the most current thing happening is this Sunday. Yes. That being said, since we are outdoor service, one service, and it's at 10 a.m., there will not be children's worship indoors. There will not be life groups indoors. Everyone's going to be outside.
Come, bring your chairs, bring a blanket, bring snacks for the kids if they want them.
Yep. The plan is to have food trucks also as well.
Food trucks?
So after service, if you brought your own lunch with your family, that's fine. You want to sit and picnic and kind of make an afternoon of it, great. If not, you want to hit up a food truck. There'll be several out there, lots to choose from. So again, we're going to really keep an eye on weather. If there is a change and we will not be doing the outdoor service, you will find that information out on our website or on any of our social media platforms to find out what service now will look like. Service is just going to happen. It's just a matter of whether
it might be inside or whatever.
And the times may change a little bit if we have to move indoors. But that is the plan for this weekend. If there's any questions or anything in the meantime, give us a holler and we'll see you Sunday.
All right.
Bye.